Before I start talking about the stances, in light of the clip before where I spoke about principle number 4, where we addressed separation of yin and yang, I want to introduce 3 stances that will help you build strength in the attachments between your thigh and your knees. We're going to be in low stances during the entire execution of the form. So you're going to have to build the strength in that particular area, or you're not going to be able to separate your yin and yang very clearly. You're going to get uncomfortable and you're going to compromise your gesture because of that discomfort. If you watch people doing forms again on YouTube, most of them execute the 24 gestures in about 6 minutes. That's more of a competition speed. If you're doing true Tai Chi speed, it takes about 10 to 12 minutes to do the short form. When you start to put all the pieces together, focusing your breathing, having your Zen point, concentrating on where to move your chi and all of those components, as well as following the 10 principles, moving slower is better and obviously a lot more challenging. So we need to get some strength in the base, and part of that work can be solved with these particular drills. Now what we're going to do is we're going to balance on one leg. If you've heard in the past about the benefits of Tai Chi, balance is one of them. First of all, restoring it and then maintaining it. The other thing that we get from Tai Chi is coordination, and the combination of all of these principles helps with our longevity and good health. So there's going to be 3 stances. All of these are going to be executed over a full minute. Start in small pieces, but don't compromise doing a full minute of commitment. You're going to hold your tongue in the roof of your mouth, keep your lips closed, breathe in and out through your nose, and fill up your stomach. Through all of the exercises, even when you're doing Tai Chi Chuan in general, you should be breathing in that particular pattern all the time. So the first one we're going to do is simply this. Turn one of your feet out about 35 to 45 degrees. We're going to post on just that one leg. If I'm working my left leg, as in this case, take the left hand, put it above the crown of your head, and then extend it about a foot above your head. Imagine that you're a human lolly column and you're holding up the ceiling. The other leg, you're going to raise that up off the floor and try to raise it so that your thigh is parallel to the floor. This would be the target goal, if you will. Notice that my right hand is on my thigh and it's relaxed. My front foot is not locked like this. You're going to try to let all the muscles in this leg relax, so just let that one hang. As far as my post leg, you do not lock the knee. You want to sink and bend the knee. So the lower that you can get here, the more demand it's going to be on the attachment from the thigh to the knee. And you're going to need that strength as you go from one gesture to another, holding your separation of yin and yang very clearly. So after a full minute of holding this posture, just switch to the other leg and do the same thing. Again, as a reminder, lips closed, tongue in the roof of your mouth, breathe in and out through your nose. Oh, and one last point. Fixate your eyes on a spot off in the distance that's at eye level. This is going to help you focus your intention, and that's going to help you hold your balance. Before I go on to the next posture, just a word of encouragement. You do not have to achieve this right away, but as I said in the beginning, it's more important to try to make the full minute. So if you need to start off with your foot touching the floor and resting the hand here, that's fine. You may have to rest for a second, but again, stay for the full minute. Once you get to the point where this isn't challenging enough for you anymore, then take your foot and break surface with the floor. And if you need to check in and keep checking in, that's okay too. Just keep doing that for an entire full minute. Once you get to the point where you can hold that for the full minute, raise the leg a little bit further. And same thing, if you need to put it down for a second, okay, put it down. The idea behind Tai Chi Chuan is to build up slowly over time. What's more important is to be consistent in whatever it is that you're doing. So if you need to start touching the floor, start with touching the floor. Then lift it, check in, lift it, check in, whatever. Once you get this, try to get it up to here. If you have to put it down, fine. Someday, hopefully, you'll be able to hold this for the entire 60 seconds. And again, don't compromise the 60 seconds. I don't care how many times you have to check in, that's fine. Work for a full minute. Okay, so the next gesture, same sort of idea. I'll face sideways on this one. It's going to have the same setup where you're going to turn your foot out slightly. But in this particular case, you're going to grab your ankle and hold this like this. Bend the left knee, get your Zen point, fixate your eyes on something horizontal out there in the distance. So like the last one, same idea. If you can't hold your ankle, do everything the same, except now just bend this knee slightly. If you can go a little bit better than that, maybe grab your pant leg. Maybe after a while you can bring this up a little higher, then a little higher, and a little higher. Eventually, hopefully, you can grab your ankle and hold this for the full minute. So just do the same thing on this side. Hand directly above your head, grab your ankle, bend your knee, tongue to the roof of your mouth, lips closed, breathe into your stomach. Fixate your eyes on a Zen point off in the distance, and just stand there for a full minute. The last one that we're going to do, again, I'm going to face kitty corner this time. Turn the foot out 35 to 45 degrees. On this one, you're going to have your hands in a circular fashion. Imagine that you're hugging a tree or holding a beach ball against your pecs. With this particular exercise, we're going to lift the leg off the floor again, but instead of having it bent, you're going to straighten the foot out, the leg out. So from the side, you can see that my leg is perfectly straight. Same idea though, I'm trying to relax this leg just like I was doing the one here where everything's loose. Same deal here, let all these muscles go. With the shoulders, what's going to happen over time is you're going to feel these start to get tense and try to raise up to your earlobes. Your purpose and goal here is to try to figure out how to relax the shoulders, keep the elbows down slightly, hands are even at shoulder level, and instead of using muscles to hold this, if you're using muscles to hold this, your shoulders are going to come up to your ears. So try to figure out how to relax the shoulders in the shoulder sockets and let the ligaments hold it here. Everything else is still in play. The left knee is slightly bent in this case, right leg is straight, fixate on my Zen point, tongue to the roof of my mouth, lips closed, fill my stomach, and stand here for a full minute. Okay, so I won't stay here long. Same deal, just turn around, straighten out that other leg, and you're done. So build up to those. You're not going to be able to do the full minute right away. Maybe you can, I don't know. But the idea is to be consistent. If you're watching television, then when a commercial starts, that's a great time to go ahead and get this work done. You're not going to buy the product anyway, so make use of that. Instead of just sitting there and watching the commercial go by, stand up and do the work. If you're out in public, Tai Chi is something that you don't have to set time aside to practice. Some of my students say, I don't have time, and I'm going like, really? Are you talking to me now? Well, if you're talking to me now, we could stand in Wu Chi, or another example, if you're standing in line waiting to get a ticket for the movie or approach a cashier at the grocery store. You don't have to do this because you'd feel kind of funny out there, right? But if you just turn your foot out, fold your hands or whatever, and then just take your other foot, pick it up off the floor, maybe just put it behind your knee. So I'm sinking, tongue to the roof of my mouth, and I'm doing my balance work. So it's important to try to be consistent. Do it a couple times a day. So if you can only have time to do just this one on a particular day, well, that's just 4 minutes. The prescribed amount to do this would be twice a day. So once in the morning, try to knock out a minute here, and then later on in the afternoon, do the same thing. Try to knock out a minute on both of these. So that's just 4 minutes, and if you don't have 4 minutes, then I can't help you. Okay? All right, so let's talk about stances.